James, you get the last word on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Rob. And, I'm not sure if they actually did peak too early or not. Will it be better next year? We hope. But year to year, especially in that AFC East, no one knows what those other three teams outside of New England is going to do. Quick hit on the Bills. Andre Roberts, wide receiver, and Levi Wallace, cornerback, show up on the injury report as well, foot and ankle, respectively.
All right. That brings us to the second game on Saturday, which is actually after 4 o'clock. So I suppose this would count too. It is the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots. The Titans 9-7, the Patriots 12-4. The weather report is rain, a low of 32, and a light wind. So it'll be a cold rain. At least it will not be windy. Although Sunday says the wind will pick up. So maybe the wind will pick up during the course of the game. We'll see. Patriots finished the season ranked 5. The Titans finished the season ranked 12. The Patriots are favored by 5 points in this particular game. Tennessee clinched a playoff berth for the second time in the past 3 years. Titans won at least 9 games for a 4th consecutive season, franchise longest streak since the Oilers strung together 7 winning seasons all the way back in 87 through 93. That was in the 1900s. New England needs a win to extend its NFL record to 38 postseason victories. Pittsburgh ranks second all-time with 36. Patriots have been to the Super Bowl in 4 of the past 5 years, including a victory in Super Bowl 53 last season. Tom Brady is the NFL's all-time postseason leader in games with 40, passing attempts 1,589, completions 1,005, passing yards 11,179, and touchdown passes 73. I only mention that because I know how much Neil loves how the postseason stats are separated from the regular season stats. It really fires him up.
Hey, that point I made last week was beneficial to your man Brady. So don't have a go at it. Regular season stats means little to me, to be honest. Honestly, I want to know what happens in the postseason. This is where it counts, Jay. This is where it counts.
That's true, and Julian Edelman has more postseason receptions than all but Pro Football Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, 115. Jerry Rice has 151. Edelman also ranks second behind Rice in career postseason receiving yards with 1,412. Rice has 2,245. And with 100 receiving yards on Saturday, Edelman would have 7 100-yard games in his postseason career and claimed sole possession of number 2 on the NFL's all-time list, breaking a tie with Pro Football Hall of Famer Michael Irvin, who has 6. Jerry Rice has 8 such games, and that is the league record.
His problem, of course, is that we don't know how many of those stats he collated while he was induced.
The only thing on paper that gives me any confidence in this particular matchup is the Patriots' defensive stats, although the defense really let them down against the Miami Dolphins. That is for sure. I can't even rely on an experience factor because Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, has a lot of that shared experience being a member of this Patriots dynasty way back in the early 2000s. And he has beaten his former team once before, just last year. I'm going to take the Patriots in a close one, maybe even closer than that 5-point spread there. But I do think the Patriots can somehow get a victory in this one. I just don't think the Titans' offense, as great as Tannehill has played, will be enough to get past that Patriots defense. But then again, I can easily see the exact same game I saw against the Miami Dolphins happen this weekend. James, you get to go first this time.
Yeah, you probably should be worried. Do a quick hit there on the Tennessee Titans and the injury report. Jack Conklin, the tackle, was limited with a knee issue. 3 receivers show up for the Titans as well. Khalif Raymond is in a concussion protocol. Adam Humphries has an ankle injury. And Cody Hollister also has an ankle injury. So all 3 have been limited in practice this week. Tannehill's been basically a breath of fresh air and probably what they hoped Mariota would be right now based on the way Tannehill's played this season. Now, that is by no way in me saying Tannehill is an awesome quarterback. He's been good this year. Ron, our Dolphin super fan, if you listen to the recaps from Sunday, loves Tannehill almost more than you love a guy in Frisco pod. So, you know, I will say Tannehill's been the difference maker. And if we were giving out MVP awards for each team, he would get it for the Titans. He's been what they needed at the quarterback position for a long time because Mariota couldn't provide it as far as the passing game. But I think this all falls on Tennessee's defense. And now, I don't know how much that means considering your offense, Jay, has been struggling the last month and a half of the season. They've struggled to put up points even against lesser talent. So, and you've already mentioned that the ills that they have as far as no go-to wide receiver, inconsistent run game, and shakiness at the offensive line. So those are things that bother me with the Patriots. And while I'm reluctant to pick the Patriots to win this game, I will not be shocked if Tennessee wins.
I look at this game, James, and I see one key factor, and that is how New England copes with Derrick Henry. When that guy is on this season and some of last season as well, it's like nobody can get near him. He just takes games over, and you wonder. I mean, if that's going to be the key aspect to the matchup. I'm just still sitting here stunned, Jay, that somehow you have manipulated the power rankings to make the New England Patriots fifth at the end of the year. There's no way in hell that the Patriots are the fifth best team in the NFL right now. I'd like to see
they're not.
I'd like to see the workings out there. I would have put them more in line with the Tennessee Titans, who you got at 12. Maybe would have had both those teams at 10 and 11, something like that. And but I think in terms of the result of the game, the Patriots are probably. I can see this being a field goal difference between the two teams, and maybe that home field advantage just gets the Patriots over the line this week. But I do believe it will be close. I think quite close.
But Neil, how confident can you be in that home field advantage? They just lost to the Dolphins at home, and a few weeks ago they lost to the Chiefs at home.
Well, I know that when you play New England, James, all sorts of crazy things can happen. I can see the headsets going off. You know, there'll be some sort of somebody forget to put $1 in the electric meter, that sort of stuff. You know.
As far as the injuries, Jay, I didn't want to leave you out, but since you know this team better than almost anybody on this podcast, here's the list of names that show up. You tell us yes or no. Julian Edelman with a knee and shoulder.
Oh, he's playing.
Okay. Marcus Cannon, your favorite offensive lineman, with an ankle injury.
I really hope he's not playing. I have no idea if he will or not, but Marshall Newhouse was a big upgrade to Marcus Cannon at right tackle when he came in.
All right. Terrence Brooks and Jason McCourty both have that inner thigh thing going on.
So McCourty has been on the injury report, and the Patriots have been playing coy with it, but he's been on it like for 2/3 of the season and hasn't played. So
yeah, and he's listed as questionable. It's like the opposite of Tom Brady.
It's very – I don't know why he's been on the injury report and not playing at all during this whole time. It would have been nicer to put him on the IR than to just keep that roster spot, which has been driving me nuts. But
he's been playing, Jay, yeah?
No, he hasn't been playing. That's the point. He hasn't been playing
Devin
at all.
McCourty's been playing.
Jason McCourty's been inactive basically since even right before the midway point of the season. So I don't know what's going on with Jason McCourty. Terrence Brooks is a new one. I actually thought he was going to end up playing a lot on Sunday, and then noticed that he was on the inactives. I'm like, whoa, where'd this Terrence Brooks thing happen? But oh well, we'll see. Terrence Brooks is like the third safety on the depth chart. So
all right, we got Jonathan Jones, Jamie Collins, and Jawan Bentley to round out. Yeah,
those are all key players on this defense that we can't afford to not be on the field. Jawan Bentley is their big thumper, probably even a bigger thumper than Dante Hightower, if you could believe it. Jamie Collins has been a big part of the Patriots defense and why it was so good, especially at the beginning of the season. And Jonathan Jones is the fastest cornerback the Patriots have. They are going to need him to match up against A.J. Brown, as he would be the key wide receiver that we're going to have trouble with. I'm sure we'll see Stephon Gilmore on A.J. Brown, but if we did have a healthy Jonathan Jones, as I've mentioned before, especially in Chiefs matchups, they like to take Jonathan Jones and double that guy with Devin McCourty.
You concerned about Gilmore's terrible performance last week against Parker?
It was, I will say that was Gilmore's worst game of the season, by a long shot. Rob will tell you Gilmore, especially with the Bills, had a lot of trouble with double moves. I will tell you, when Gilmore first arrived in New England, he was trash. The fact that he has gotten himself to the point where people are calling him the best cornerback in the league is a tremendous credit to him. That said, double moves were his killer. And if I can say that, I know that there are pro NFL coaches that are watching tape going, oh, we're going to run a bunch of double moves on Stephon Gilmore.
Mm-hmm. Mm. What's your prediction, Jake?
I've got the Patriots winning this a very close game, probably a field goal. And much like James said, I would not be surprised if I saw literally the exact same game that I watched against the Miami Dolphins, where the Titans score first, the Patriots don't get a lead until sometime late in the fourth quarter, and the Titans just make one last drive and get that field goal to win the game, versus that's usually what the Patriots do, especially when the Patriots weren't as good as they are now. But they're not that good anymore.
Speaking of field goals, Jay, you guys are on your fourth kicker this season? How confident are you if it comes down?
Yeah, Nick Folk.
If it comes down to it, 40 yards or higher to win the game, you confident in Nick Folk?
No.
Okay.
No, if we're trailing and we need a field goal from Nick Folk, I'm scared that's the way that we see the end. I also said on that preview show, and I will follow it up, I do believe the Patriots reset button is happening this year. Now, I know I said it, I've been saying it for a couple years now about Brady going to a Super Bowl and calling it quits. But this year, there are a lot of key veterans that are going to be free agents going into this offseason, and the Patriots' salary cap space is not very good, and they have to sign Tom Brady, and they only have $45 million in cap space to make that work. If they sign Tom Brady, all those other veterans go bye-bye.
Yeah, but we know the cap is going to go up by maybe $25 million this offseason?
No, I think that takes that into account. I could be wrong, but I believe the numbers that we were quoting in that preview show where it's taking that into account.
Okay.
We'll see. I am concerned that the reset button is happening this year. And also
it couldn't happen soon enough.
Also would be, Bill Belichick has a love affair with the New York Giants. So if they did decide to hit the reset button, wonder if Bill Belichick decides to head over to New York at the same time.
No, I prefer him to stay in New England. Thank you.
I'm sure you would.
There are things in my division that are going on that, I'm both happy and upset with.
You see, the problem, James, for all the teams in the league, I guess, is that at some point in time, whether it's in New England or the Giants or somewhere else, Belichick's going to want to prove that it was him, not the quarterback.
Also true.
Then what do we do about Cleveland?
He was actually on the win. He had the team on the upswing by the time he left Cleveland.
By upswing for Cleveland, you mean they won 3 games?
They were in the playoffs.
They were actually in the playoffs, and he beat Bill Parcells and the Patriots.
Yeah.
In said playoffs.
Yeah. And then he was let go because they moved to Baltimore.
That's right. But that won't shake. That won't ever be shaken until he does something post Brady.
Also true. Let's move to Sunday games. And we will kick off on Sunday.
You don't want to speak more about the Patriots, so come on.
Oh,
James and I are looking
No,
forward to
please,
this.
no more Patriots talk. We're good.
Tell us about the long snapper.
I said plenty, and there